What up, people? We are getting ready to get into the live stream. I've already got the TikTok set up, I've got YouTube set up, and now we're going to be working on shadow boxes a little bit more, and we're just going to continue on with what we've been doing before. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was the last page that I was doing, designing this this page here. And I actually want to rework one of the drawings because I noticed that this one in particular just wasn't as convincing as I wanted it to be. I think there was a couple things going wrong with it. So we're going to try again. With a few of these things. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for coming into the chat. And for those of you guys who are watching, please say what's up. Don't be shy. I'm friendly, I promise. Hopefully, no, not even hopefully, we are going to have a good time tonight. So let's get to the drawing. So I'm going to work at this a little bit. Yeah, this one's tricky because there's a little bit of foreshortening here that isn't quite so simple to get. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do just this coil technique. I'm just gonna kind of do something like this. And this way. Oh, Megan's on. What's up, Megan? Thank you for popping onto the stream. Appreciate you. I just want to get this one right here. Because before, I think the head was a little too large and the things were just feeling a little off. So I just want to address that real quick before I get too much further in and kind of rework a few things. So let's see. And technically I could fix some of this in like the inking phase, but I don't know, I prefer, as of right now, I prefer a lot of the problems to have already been solved by this point, by the inking phase, so that's why I'm trying to fix it now. Something like that. Oh, what's up, Claire? Thank you for coming on. You're never on TikTok. I must have just popped in the notifications. That's cool. Manette is on. Hello, Manette. We're not able to do the full multi-stream. We're just doing TikTok is one separate thing and YouTube is another separate entity. So yeah, we're making it work though. We're making it work. All right, let me adjust this sleeve over here. Oop, wrong layer. Manette Clara says hello. I know you guys can't see each other's chats. I really tried to get YouTube and TikTok to merge, and it was working, sort of. Like the software worked and everything, but apparently I don't have the upload speed to be able to run 2 streams from my computer at the same time. So we gotta keep y'all separate, I guess. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Getting closer. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, guys, I took a nap just before the stream. I did a lot of driving today. I think we drove for like 2.5 hours total. Did lots of grocery shopping because we live kind of far from the city, from the major cities, and so we have to every once in a while get a major haul on groceries. And so yeah, that was how I spent my day. And I just passed out, and I was like, "When's my stream?" I woke up and I was like, "Oh shoot, I got like 20 minutes." So I'm just fresh from a nap. this is kind of close. This is going to be like that. Yeah, I think this arm is going to be a little off here, so we're going to resize that. Most of what I'm doing right now is just simply resizing the drawing and proportions and stuff. This is a pretty major moment right here. It's a pretty key shot, so I want to make sure that we're doing it right. Welcome to everyone coming on to the stream. Appreciate you guys for popping on. There we go. That's feeling closer. That's feeling closer. And then these fingers are probably going to go up like that. Yeah, I think this actually feels about right. Now I just gotta figure out which facial expression I want to keep. I can decide that later. But we got the basics down. We got the basics. This is all going to be cut off right here, so I'm not too worried about that. Bella, what's up? How are you doing, my friend? How was work? All right, so we covered most of this, actually. We did all these images in the last stream. I think they're just about ready to be inked, so I'm not gonna worry too much about these. It was awesome. So great seeing you, Kathy. Yeah, it was great seeing you too. Great seeing you too. You and your whole family, it's always very pleasant and everyone's so friendly all the time. Alright, let's see. So this first frame on the second page, we never finished this. So right now we're working on this character on the far right. Whoa. Working on Enzi over here. He's spray painting in the foreground. So we're not really gonna see what they're working on. That's one of the secrets of the comic, I guess. So yeah, so I think we got some of his expression down all right. Now we just have to keep it up. Let's pick the right color. For some reason, I kind of picture this character getting real close up to his work. That's kind of how I am. If it weren't for this giant camera, this phone in my face, I would always get like real close to whatever I'm making. So it's a bit of a challenge sometimes when I'm tasked to zoom out or back up from my piece. Let's see here. Here. And he's kind of doing like a little duck face thing, I guess, the best way I can put it. Alright, I think those fingers would be a little bit bigger. That feels pretty good, actually. I like it. It has character. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Megan. Referring to the duck face. Yeah, I'm just like, to me, this character is more like the planner of the group. He's the one who's trying to make sure everything goes right, and he's very detail oriented. So he would be the one who gets up close and personal. And there's something that a lot of artists, including myself, have called the drawing face, and apparently it can range to be a number of things, but apparently, you guys can confirm this on YouTube. Apparently, I look mad when I draw sometimes. So, because it's the focus. I'm not even really trying to do that. I think I get it from my mother. Because I also see her working sometimes. And I'm like, Mom, what's wrong with you? Why are you angry? She's like, nothing. I'm not mad. What's going on? Why do you think I'm mad? So, I think I inherited that from her. So, yeah. Manette says he looks very focused. He's super focused. Alright, so we got our character turnaround as well, because we're going to work on Javen next in this shot. And then, actually, for this sketch, I think I should fix something real quick if I'm able to find the layer. Let's see. He's actually spray painting with the opposite hand. I remembered, so let's just fix that right quick. We're gonna move that to his opposite hand, and we're gonna move this over. And we're gonna pretend like we can see this perfectly clear for the sake of the drawing. Because in every other shot, well, at least in this shot, he's spray painting with the right hand. So, for continuity's sake, gotta do it here too. And I actually want to check out a quick reference that I made. It's on my Discord. I don't know where the actual file is. So, it's probably on my iPad now that I think about it. Let me find my reference. Discord. There we go. We are ready. And then let's also change the tune up. I haven't figured out how to make it sound smooth, so we're just gonna do this. I can't transition yet. Or maybe that's just something that we're unable to do. What's up, Preston? Welcome to the stream. Hope you had a great Sunday so far. Now, truthfully, there's probably a what do you call it? There's probably a image that I could take and create a similar, like I can copy and paste this to complete this drawing, but I don't like doing that too much. I feel like it's not as fun when you can just copy and paste things. But maybe I can find a way to do it later to save time. I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure I have this angle somewhere else. I did have a good Sunday at work today with my friend Kevin. Oh, nice. Very cool. What'd you guys do? Alright, this is a little large, so I gotta make sure that his head and neck fit the frame. Putting it real close to his body, so... little on the confused side. So I'm purposely not showing the dialogue because I want to save as much as possible for the experience of reading. We were just cleaning up his stuff out of his storage. Oh, okay, that's nice of you to do. Very nice of you to do. Just looking at more reference, guys. Give me 1 second. I think when I start sketching, I'm gonna just have to do Javen's eyebrows really thick. I think that would help actually convey quite a bit. And then we got traps over here, the arms. A couple of fingers. Javen's also going to have his hood up. That's one thing that I've tried to do is whenever he's with his friends, I try to have his hoodie up, and whenever he's with his dad, his hood is down. And that to me is kind of a way of just showing like his character shift, or the fact that he's trying to, you know, he's a little bit different around his friends. And that's kind of the whole point of this story is who are you when no one's looking, you know? And or maybe not when no one's looking, but depending on who you're around, who do you become? So that's kind of the point of the story that I'm telling with this short. Preston says, now I'm just relaxing, watching my favorite TV shows, Yellowstone, and also watching you draw. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Nate says, good thinking. Yeah, it's fun. I actually like thinking of little stuff like that probably most people won't catch. But yeah, if you notice, like if I were to go back to here, I know a lot of it's still sketchy, but if you look, every time Javen is with his friends, his hood's up, but the second, oh sorry for the TikTok peoples, but when he's with his dad, his hood's down. So yeah, it's just subtle character shift. I don't know what inspired that. I know there was something that I've seen that did something similar, but yeah, that is something that I was thinking of. All right, there we go. This is actually coming out pretty good. And the one thing that I really need to make sure I balance is making sure his face doesn't look too childlike. So I've tried to make a shift in the way I draw his face, just subtle ones, like giving him a slightly shorter forehead in order to compensate, and I compensate that with his lower portion of his face. And also I don't want to give him a chin that's too short. If I give him a chin that's too short, he's going to look younger. And then the jawline he doesn't look 13-ish, he looks more like 15. Let's see. And then could probably scale this eye down a little bit. There's going to be a speech bubble somewhere up here in this section, I think. I still have to figure that out, but it's a short phrase, so it'll be fine. So actually, we could merge this layer. Got these two right here. And then now we need to do Zalam in the back. So let's make him like a reddish, and then for those who are new to the streams, these are the 4 characters we're working with, and the ones I was drawing him just now, and now we're working on this guy. So remember correctly, he's shaking a spray paint can, so I think I need a reference of that too. Let me see. We're gonna look up the reference together. I need something like this, but from a different angle. This is actually really close. This is actually not that bad, but I just need them like straight on. I just need something simple. Well, this isn't too bad actually. If nothing else, I'll use one of these. This is also kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, it might have to be the winner, just because I'm not able to find the reference that I want right now. And ooh, this actually could work for what I'm trying to do with Javen in the other shot. Let me just copy this one because I might need some help with it later. So I'm gonna copy this. There we go. I'll keep it over in that panel. It's gonna be over there somewhere. I'm not gonna do the earlier panels on this page right now because there's some modeling that I need to get the right shot for. And then, oh yeah, that's right. I was getting a whole different image. I was grabbing this one. Okay. This reference is gonna go. One thing I don't like that Clip Studio does is it just pastes everything in the top left corner. I wish it would just do it in the center sometimes. I don't know if there's a way to address that. Maybe Megan, maybe you have an idea. All right. So with this here, we have our eye level that way. So he's going to be looking up maybe just a tiny bit. Nothing crazy. I'll look into it. Bothers me too. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that is disturbed by it. Alright, so based on what I'm seeing, I would say the horizon line is right about here. So let's work with that. Just put a little HL. I know my handwriting's atrocious. I'm sorry. Alright. So this character, you know what? Let's actually, I'm gonna flip this image the other way. There we go. Oh, actually, wait a second. Now he's also using his right hand. I'm actually okay. I'll just switch the pose here. That's what I'll do. Because I want him to kind of be shaking the can. This hand can just be at his side or even on his hip like that. Let me try something else. surprised that there aren't any better pictures of what I'm trying to find. There's this one, I guess. This one's close. It's the same guy that I was using, but it's actually a slightly better reference for what I'm trying to do. It's actually the right angle too. Yeah, I could just copy that. I kind of like the slight head tilt as well. Just going to copy that. I'm going to get rid of this one because it's just going to confuse me. Keep that horizon. And then I'm going to have hold the can like this. Basically the reverse of what the sketch had. Where is the sketch actually? Is that the right there? No. Flip that horizontal. Yeah, there we go. Making progress, and then I'm going to pull up the new shape for his physique, so I can get the shoulders, everything to look the way I want it to. Control Shift Z or V. Okay, so I gotta paste that way. That's how you get in the center. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change my shortcuts to just automatically, when it's pasting a photo, do it exactly where I want it to go. So thank you. You know what? I'm gonna screenshot it right now for myself. All right. There's a really cool image by what's it, Kei Arana, who does Gachiakata, where someone's like doing this, like shaking a spray can. I'll probably look at that as a reference too. It might mess with stuff to change it overall, but I don't think it will. Okay, I'll play with it and see. Okay, I'm here for real now. Oh, thanks, Kathy. We're getting him on Gachiakata, Kathy. I just mentioned that. I hadn't read it, but it looks cool. It does look really cool. I like the artist style and everything. So I'm not afraid to get into it. But I've been trying to learn all this manga and anime visual what's the phrase I can use? Not visual aesthetics, but like visual notes or keys. Like there's certain things that shortcuts, I guess you could say, that I've noticed. I'm just trying to learn. I've never really looked at it before because I've been so into, you know, a certain visual language. Yeah, I guess visual language is the best way to put it. Trying to figure out how to do certain things. So I think it will help ultimately. Okay, let me turn off this layer. And just for the background, for the sake of sanity. Let me just do this real quick. It's probably going to be some sort of slight curve for the railing. And probably look, maybe I can frame it like perfect like this. That'd be kind of neat. They're on a round water tower, and then we'll have the city kind of in the background. Well, we'll have it like this, slightly different horizon line, or not different horizon line, but slightly above what I have for the water tower. There we go. Preston says, "Can I tell you a Spider-Man joke?" Oh my gosh, go for it. But for the hydration check, we're gonna wait till he gets the joke in. All right, so let him get the joke in, and then we'll do the hydration. But everyone, get your water bottles ready. Go ahead, Preston. What's the joke? By the way, Preston, you don't have to ask me. You could just do it. We have someone who comes on YouTube, Mark, and he'll just make jokes automatically. So yeah, if you have one, just go for it. We like to laugh over here. All right, so I'm gonna redo the sketch, or maybe not redo the sketch, but I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, get it a little bit more solid. And because he's a little farther away, I don't think I have to have the same amount of detail as I would with the two characters in the foreground. So that's something I know I need to work on. I am so used to putting the same amount of detail into all the characters, but because I primarily am used to drawing them at the same distance, because I do like illustrations of them, I never really think about how to simplify some of it. So that's something that I think we can apply here. This will be a great opportunity. Sorry, I paused because I was like, what is that noise? And there are crickets outside. I was like, what is that? Crickets are some insect, at least. Maybe not crickets specifically. It could be... Actually, I can't really tell because there's music playing over it. I'm not sure exactly what bug it is. Preston's question or joke is, why does Spider-Man find it hard to get a girlfriend? Okay, why? Why, Preston? I guess it's warm enough for crickets. Yeah, it's been warm the last couple days. Like, it was, what, 70 something, 80 something today? It was nice. All right, good here. Actually, you know what? Let's not have him put his hands on his hip. Let's just have it straight down. There's still tiny amounts of snow here. Crazy to think that crickets would already be out for y'all. Yeah, it's weird. I'm still learning all this stuff for the first time. You guys know I'm new to Texas, so I haven't even been here a full year yet. Full year will be April. So, yeah. Okay, so I'll reread the joke again. Why does Spider-Man find it hard to get a girlfriend? Because he is super clingy. Ah, I get it. Good one. All right. That is worthy of a hydration check. So we got our first real Spider-Man reference for the night. Thank you, Preston. Good one. Manette says, yesterday our high was 52. Then it snowed last night and the high today was 25. Yeah, that's crazy. That's not even fair. Yeah, being from LA, all this rapid weather change stuff is just creepy. Very, very strange. Alright. So let's get this arm here, and then it's about the right spot for the elbow. That looks good. Thank you, Addy Faust. I appreciate that. Here, I'll show you guys the full panel for those of you guys who haven't seen. In context, they're spray painting, and so these two characters are working on something. Well, basically where the camera is where they're spray painting. I'm hiding what it is that they're working on until the very end of the comic, and then this character in the middle is saying something. So we're just getting here. Oh, Addison is your cousin, Preston. Oh, very cool. Well, welcome, Preston's cousin Addie. Appreciate you for coming on the live stream. Caddy put emoji. I feel like maybe 3 equals 1. Then a few of those equals 1. Oh man. One of these days I'm gonna figure out how to do like hydrate emotes for the stream. I gotta like make my own sticker for that. Move this over. Alright, so looking at this guy's hand in the photo reference, the fingers are kind of doing a little different, something different than what I was doing. Kind of going like this. I'm not going to worry about it too much because I'm going to have it be more blurry. He's definitely leaning, and it's actually squeezing his body a little bit here. One's here. It's not gonna be that curved. I don't need to curve the waistline that much. I might scale him down just a little bit because I don't want him to. I don't want it to create tangent with his knees. So let me see. We got 1 head, 2. Wait, where's my chart? I'm gonna be lazy. This is the moment where I can be lazy. Let me grab my Ted Head Canon chart right here. Oh, this would have been perfect time to test out the copy. Okay, so Control or Command Shift V. Did it work? Oh, yeah, that did work. Okay, I just gotta figure out how to control it better. But yeah, that worked. Okay, so we have. Let's see. I can't remember how tall the characters are. They're 8.5 now. So let me actually move this. Slide this over. And then I believe 4.5 is where the crotch is gonna be. So here. Okay, so that is accurate right there. So here, let me change up a couple of things here. Belly button's gonna be about here. So yeah, my instincts were correct. I'm gonna move him down just a little bit. And you know what? He's probably not that much further away, so let's scale him up and mess with it. Let's try this. That feels fine right here. Center frame feels kind of nice. Let me actually. I'll probably move him over a little bit. Oh wait, let me try this. Maybe this. Yeah, I like this better. We get the connection between these two characters. We'll move him over to the side if needed, and then I'll just put the dialogue box here. Yep, there we go. That will work. That will work. A hydration counter overlay. That's what I actually want to figure that out. I don't know how to do it properly because everything is so different in Streamlabs, but I know there is a way. So when there will come a time when I can figure it out and I can get a hydration counter overlay. I just haven't put the time into it because I don't want it to just be a counter. I want it to have like a little like water emote or something like that, or you know, one of the Shadowboxers characters going like, it's time to drink water, you know. So yeah. All right, let's see. We got this here. Looks like the character that you're working on has been working out. Yeah, I like when my characters are more on the buff side. It makes it more fun. You won't be able to really see, but I prefer to draw characters like this first so that I understand how the clothes are gonna overlay. Like for example, even if you look at just the sketch, the way I drew the shoulders for his vest, it's gonna look different now because of how I drew his actual frame underneath it. So it's really important for me to get that. I'm sure there will come a day where I find it easier to figure that out, but for right now, it's easier for me to do this. And every artist that I've talked to is like, yeah, this is what I do. So if that's what all the big leagues do, then I will also do the same, even if it takes a moment longer. I have no shame in that. Does he have a six-pack? I mean, I don't know, maybe. I'd probably indicate a slight six-pack if I wanted to, but he's not gonna be shirtless in this comic, so I guess it'll just depend when it's time to draw him. The thing about six-packs is they are not super practical. Like, usually the people who have six-packs either are very, very lean, or they are like dehydrated and starving themselves. That's the unfortunate thing that I learned. And you know, some people can be very healthy with six-packs, but only I think 2% of the population in the world has a six-pack. Like a true six-pack, not just someone being really skinny. So I don't really care enough to put six-packs on my characters. And I think it'd be really strange if all of them did. But he is, you know, got a little bit of muscle on him, a little bit of tone. I mean, I imagine these guys are probably pretty fit because they do a lot of parkour. So in order to get up to certain places, it's gotta be easier. Except for Cairo. Cairo's just kind of big-boned. But Cairo is this character over here. He's the one in pink. He's a little larger. But yeah, outside of that, you know, I think all these characters probably got a good shape to them. I'm hearing random sounds in the house, and I'm starting to think that there are bugs now. I think we've officially hit that season. I'm just gonna try and ignore it. Alright, and we got this collared shirt. Are the cats protectors against bugs? Sometimes. Typically the bugs they go up a little higher. So there have been times where I've lifted Hina up, I've held her, and I've brought her up to the ceiling, and then she'll attack and she'll protect the home. But I think the one that was the most bizarre was one time Yasha found a baby lizard and and brought him to us. Actually, he didn't really bring it to us. He kind of dropped it in front of us, like 10 feet away. We were on the couch watching something, and he was staring at the rug a little too intently. And so I went over, and I was like, what is he staring at? And I just saw this little wiggly thing. And I was like, what the heck is that? And I realized it was a little lizard. And it was still alive. He didn't look like he hurt it. He was just curious about it, I think. So, yeah. Not really a bug, but a creature, you know. Alright. Here we go. Press says, I think Cairo's a little overweight. Yeah, he is. He is a little overweight. But, you know, that's kind of the fun in designing characters. You get to do things that, you know, you just get to do things for whatever reason. I wanted to have characters that didn't all have the same physique. So when I drew these characters initially, I didn't want them to all be completely the same because that gets boring after a while. So this character, Javen, he's 15 years old, and actually he looks different now. Let me actually bring the modern version here to the screen so you guys can see. This is how he looks now. He's a little bit more, it's a little distorted for you guys on TikTok, but he's a little bit more lanky, but he's still fit. Enzi over here is completely like skin and bones is kind of how I imagine him. Like I don't think he's filled into his puberty form yet. Cairo's overweight, and then Zalam over here. Originally I had him also as tall and lanky, but I filled him out a little bit more, so he looks kind of more like a college student. He looks more like a sprinter, actually. That's probably the best way I can describe Zalam. He looks like a sprinter. So yeah, it works out actually. I like how they came out, and I do need to update actually all three of the designs outside Javen, because I've updated Javen, so there's gonna be some minor adjustments, but I think I'm just gonna play it by ear. I might not have to like really do a whole character design sheet for it. He looks like he's a gamer / gangster. Cairo's what I'm talking about. I mean, I guess. I mean, I actually never really thought about if he was a gamer. I mean, they're inspired by hip hop culture, but I don't think of them as gangsters, personally. I think of them because first off, it's not even this world. Like the world that they live in is not United States or anything like that. It's something that is completely different, and so the problems that they have are also different. And I also just don't like that depiction of like young black teens being like straight up hoodlums. You know, I think I look at these characters and I'm like, you know what, they're into some stuff, but I don't think of them as hood. I think they're actually more so trying to get attention. That's kind of how I view them, and people can disagree with me. I mean, that's what artists for disagreeing and for interpretation. But I actually base a lot of his design off a character in the film Juice. Juice is a movie from 1992 or 1993. I think it's 93. And there's a group of 4 guy friends. They're all in high school, and they all have like a different look to them. One of them was a little overweight, and I was like, oh, that could be this one. And so that's kind of where I got the inspiration to have Cairo be not the same physique as the other characters. I love this character. Oh, you're talking about the one that I'm drawing right now? Zalam? one thing I gotta figure out is simplifying this pattern on his vest, because it's gonna drive me crazy if I can't figure out the system. Kyra. Oh, okay, you like Kyra, okay. Thank you for all the hearts I'm seeing on the screen. Appreciate you guys. By the way, for those of you on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Would appreciate that. Get those watch hours up. And for the TikTok folks, share with your friends, please and thank you. Let's get some more people in the chat. All right. So, I'm trying to remember exactly what he says. I think he's asking for a lift. So let me see. I would imagine he's kind of looking up a little bit. Something like that. Megan says, we think Toby likes to hunt house centipedes. We see him lurking around the dark when it's warm out and we find their legs around. Oh, geez. That is gruesome. Okay. Mostly he just stares at bugs, though. Yeah, that's kind of gruesome the way you worded that. I know it's natural for cats to hunt, and quite honestly, I am no better. When I see a bug in the house, I'm like Captain Killer over here, but it's something about that. We see their legs sprawl around. Like, ugh. Alright, so we have... There's another shot of him that I did. Oh yeah, here we go. I recently did this one over the weekend of Zalam. I think this is actually pretty nice drawing. So I'm gonna use this as inspiration. Put that up on the side. You guys on TikTok won't be able to see it, but the YouTubers will. We're gonna use this. And then where's the guy who looks just like him, the model? I keep making jokes that this dude is Zalam in real life. I promise you, I designed him before I knew this image existed. But my goodness, if he were to get into acting, the role is his. The role is his. I just gotta say. All right, so let me put him to the side for reference, and we are going to sketch it out. Let's see. His mouth is actually a little big. This guy's like a cool big cousin that is not the best influence. That's the easiest way to describe this guy. Yeah, mouth is still too big. Face is actually gonna get scaled down just a bit. And then we're going to redo this face shape. The ear, the ear is okay. Try not to get the ear too wide. Alright, so then you got his hairline right back here. not gonna have to be. I don't have to be too precise with it because it's gonna be kind of far away from the camera. All right, let's get some other tunes on. All right, here we go. Is that feeling all right? I think maybe what I can do is put him in like a contrapposto pose where he's kind of leaning on one leg, just to give it a little bit more interest. So I'm gonna have this leg be the weight leg here, where he's primarily putting the weight here, and then he's gonna have this foot or this leg be a little bit more diagonal. And I think that'll help with the bit of stiffness in the pose here. Jacqueline Wonk, well done. Thank you for sharing with me. Oh, thank you for coming on, Jacqueline. Let's see. Let's move this arm a little. Just rotating it. And Blep Blop 69, thank you for coming on the stream. Did the stream just start? No, it's been on for about an hour or so. But I will be on for another, at least 45 minutes to an hour, because I haven't had dinner yet. So if my stomach calls, then I'm going to end it a little early. But right now we're okay. So I can do at least another 30 minutes with no issues. All right. This. Depending on how I feel, I might end up having these strands of hair kind of go above the borders of the panel. We'll see. Alright. Eyes are a little small, so we're going to bring this in. And then, I don't think I'll have enough, I don't think he's close enough to really see all the peach fuzz on him, but who knows? Might be okay. And of course, he's got to have his two hair strands coming over his face like that. Two of his locks. This is always the last thing I add because I need to make sure his face is clear. And it's gonna be slightly angled because his face isn't perfectly straight on. So it's gonna be leaning to one side. Got his little jewelry here. Actually, yeah, that leg change did make this a lot better. I like it. I'm going to bring out the shirt or the jacket, the vest, just a little bit more. Here we go. Yeah, it's looking good. He's shaking his hand. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna have it be only going in this direction, or if I can figure out how to make it work where he's like twisting it from like that way. That'd be really cool. Actually, let's see. Let me try something. See if I learned anything from Kairana. Let's see. Do something like that. Yeah, that'll work. That could work. Alright, I think this is looking pretty good now. Obviously the background's gonna need a little bit more work. We'll get the model in there for that. I like how this panel's coming out. I likes it. Alright. So I think with that, I'm gonna do like a slight cleanup on Javen and Enzi. Oop, that's not the right brush. I like how the panel's looking too. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is a fun one. I anticipate, but it is fun. Actually, one thing I do want to address, I think his legs are just a little on the thin side, so let's actually just move that over. There we go. Just scaling it a little bit differently. And the reason I'm doing this, just drawing over this one in particular, and not like jumping to inking, is just because I want to make sure that his age looks about right. He looks a little young to me still. So I want to make sure I catch that. By the way, for those of you on YouTube, so you know, I actually am streaming more often on TikTok. So there are times during the middle of the day where I'll be like, hey, let's just stream. And so I go on TikTok and stream just at more random times. So if you guys are free and you have a TikTok, feel free to jump on. I do it this way just because I feel like YouTube is more, like I have to be a little bit more scheduled with that. Whereas TikTok it's all short form and live videos. So if you want to see me draw more often, that's the place to go. But you can still count on the twice a week streams here on YouTube. All right, so we're gonna have his eye kind of squinting a little bit, and then he's like, "What's going on? What are you asking of me, sir?" It's actually one of my favorite parts when I'm messing with the drawing is changing up the eyebrows like that. That's not right. Hair. It's got a nice widow's peak, just like his creator. I shaved mine off though, so it's a little different. Alright, and then let me see. I just want to get so usually the ear is covered whenever I draw his hood like this. shape right here. I want to have this kind of pointing to the hand moving over here. Something kind of subtle. And then we're going to get a little bit of his neck. Another Spider-Man joke. Why did Aunt May worry about Spider-Man so much? Okay, what's the punchline? Why is that? Okay, I'm gonna use this line here that I've drawn for his neck and trapezius, kind of bring it out here, and do the same thing on this side. That way we can get a nice estimate. It's gonna be a little bit of a tangent here. I can always move one of the characters over, but this here I'm gonna have to contend with. Definitely want to make sure we can see the hand spray painting. Up, looking fire. Oh, thank you, Daryl. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right, so again, another Spider-Man joke. Why did Aunt May worry about Spider-Man so much? Because he spends so much time on the web. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. That would be a concern Aunt May might have. All right, that is another hydration check for everyone. You got another Spider-Man reference. All right, got our water. We are set. This over here, and then necklace, and I'm gonna say this is like the inside of the hoodie right here. There we go. Feeling good about today. I'm feeling the groove. I think the last couple streams I don't think I've been grooving as much. I'm feeling like the drawings are going by much faster. Like my lines are doing what I want them to do today, so that's exciting. All right, I think I'm gonna do. Wait, can I just copy this? No, it's a different angle. I was about to say, can I copy this to give him the new spray paint can? But I don't think I'm able to do that. So let's take, let's say, green, and then let me actually do that for just a moment. Daryl says, doing me some drawing on a Sunday night downtime, looking for some live stream art. Oh, cool, man. Well, yeah, every Sunday and Thursday I'm streaming here at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I don't remember how many times I've been doing it on TikTok. I just started on TikTok maybe a couple weeks ago. Yeah, if you want to see more, man, come through. Come through. I appreciate the support. I just looked at the AI summary on this TikTok. It says, drawing a comic panel of Spider-Man focusing on his physique. That is not at all what I'm doing. that is not at all what I'm doing, TikTok, but I'd rather you not get smarter, so it's fine. But I think that calls for another hydration check because I read it out loud, so. Everyone get the water and hydrate yet again. This is episode 92 on YouTube. Yeah, this is the 92nd stream. It's crazy. We're gonna hit 100 by the end of the month, actually. So I got to figure out what to do for that one because that's a pretty big deal. I didn't anticipate doing 100 live streams, and this is including the long break I took from YouTube. So if I hadn't done that, we'd probably be at like close to 300 by now. But yeah, so we are at 92. Can't believe it. And you guys have been here since the beginning. It's so awesome. All right, let's get. I'll have to take a picture or a good photo reference of this. Thankfully, I actually have a spray can right here as a reference, so I'll do that later on. Don't worry, I'm not doing the same thing that these characters are doing. All the spray painting I do is legal. And I actually don't even do it. I think we just painted something white. That was literally it. I think that's just a white can for something from a few months ago back in the summer. But we haven't thrown it away because I think there's like still a little bit of paint asking to be used. Alright. Does this feel about the right size? You know, actually, as I look at this, I don't think this is the reaction you would have. I think it would look. I don't think you would have two completely asymmetrical eyes. I think you just like, huh? Even though I did like where that drawing was going. I thought it would look nice, but I don't think it makes sense. And that's one of the hardest things about drawing something that you like, realizing that it doesn't work later on. It's always painful. I don't know a single artist who loves that moment when it's like, yeah, I did this fantastic illustration, I spent so long on it, and then it's just like, eh. Which is why we're doing all the penciling like this first for the entire project, and then I'm gonna analyze, gonna correct, and then go into the inking. And hopefully, I don't think the analyzing will take that long, comparatively. I actually think that the penciling is taking me the longest because this is new to me. This process of working. Let's see. Let's add a little bit of a shadow right here. Yeah, I think I made his nose a little on the shorter side. Let's bring it down just a little. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm not mad at this. If we had to leave this drawing here for now until it gets inked, then we'll be alright. Just fix this hair, or not the hair, the hood. There we are. And Enzi, he actually looks like he's pretty much ready to go. I don't think I need to worry about him. Alright, I think we can call this panel for now, at least until the ink layer comes in. So let's see what's next. Okay, I definitely need a model for that. Okay, this one I can work on. So let's, what panel are we at? Panel 4. Alright, so I think I'm gonna have to redraw this based on how I've redesigned my character. He's a little too wide for this. So let's re-sketch it. It's mostly good. I actually like the pose. I just need to give him more shoulders. Let's say that's where his shoulder's gonna be. just a subtle difference, but I think that already feels better, and I could probably even bring it out more. And we're gonna get a little bit more of that foreshortening. Bring his hands up like this. Yeah, here we go. And then you can add a little asymmetry. This other hand doesn't have to be up as high. So we're gonna do that. Of course, he's gonna be wearing clothes, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that overlap just yet. And his ribs, probably doing this, so. I might end up lifting him a little higher because this sketch is clearly not accurate. Maybe for the TikTok crew it's a little unclear because the guys are at an angle. But for the YouTube crew, I'm sure you guys can see there's a couple of issues with it, but that's okay. That's alright. I might even zoom out a little bit because I actually like the fact that this pose is pretty dynamic, like he's just going full force using his powers. Thank you for everyone who's coming on to the live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I stream every Sunday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. If you want to come check out my page and the project that I'm working on, Shadowboxers. Alright, so let's get the rear view. A little bit of his brow showing, maybe a slight eyelash, but that's about all we need here. Let me see. I think this might be something's not right with the size of his head. It might be a little too wide, maybe. Get that center line. Something is up here. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Can't tell if I'm showing too much of the rear side of his head, or maybe it's too wide this way. If I bring it in, will that help? Oh, that's helping. Okay. Yeah, maybe that was it. It was too far out. And then this also is not helping my cause. So let's reshape his hair. All right. All right, let me go back up and find that layer where I had the 8-head cannon stuff. Just want to make sure that it feels kind of right. Okay, yeah, his torso's too long. Let's bring this up to about here. Yeah, that feels better. There we go. We are cooking. feels pretty good right there. Preston has another Spider-Man joke. I can't believe Ant-Man and Spider-Man are in Civil War. That really bugs me. Oh my goodness. All right, it's another hydration check. Preston, you kind of spamming the whole hydration check thing. How long have you done comics? Actually, this is like my first real one, to be honest with you. So I am more trained to do like stuff for the animation industry, and that's where I spent most of my time, and also games as well. And this project in particular, I wanted to be an animated show, but seeing the state of the industry right now and how things are, I thought it would be better if I turn it into a comic. So it's actually like the first real comic project I've done that's long form. I've done some assignments in school, you know, a little one-off stuff, but this is like the debut, if you will. But as far as like how long have I been doing art, I'm a concept artist by trade. I've been doing that for like 6-7 years now. Professionally, I was in school for it, and then if I start at that year, if I start after I finish school, it'd be 6-7 years. Please no Gen Alpha make jokes about that. About the sequence of those numbers. Alright. So we got this pose, it's looking good. I'm going to now do the hoodie and everything, which might end up covering most of his body, so we'll see. I guess I didn't really have to worry about the back of his head. I forgot. I could have moved on a lot faster, but it's fine. Megan says, I'll take it over with the skibbity. I haven't heard anyone say that, but oh my gosh. I don't understand why the jokes are so horrendous, you know? Like, I don't know. I understand every generation has their thing, something that they think is funny, but some of this is literally just nonsensical. So, yeah. And I think I can say this because I don't imagine anyone in Gen Alpha is watching my live streams. Mark, what's up? Super sleepy today, so I just popped in to say hi. And what tool would a former Fire Lord use to... Wait, I'm sorry, let me read this again. What tool would a former Fire Lord use to draw? Biro? Have a good week. I don't know what that is, but great joke. Thank you for the hydration check, Mark. Going back to sleep. You are awesome, bro. I appreciate you. Everyone say hi to Mark before he jumps off. I actually appreciate the hydration checks because it's actually kind of warm in here now. I think spring is upon us now. Which actually just made me scared because last time I remember I had some crazy allergies acting up, which has never happened to me before. I didn't know I had allergies till I moved here. So I'm a bit nervous now. Preston said I'm also doing the hydration check. Good. We all need some water. For those who are new, we have this running gag on my YouTube, who's currently watching too. I'm streaming on both TikTok and YouTube, where whenever, and I'm using this as an example, guys, I'm just telling people the rules. Whenever Spider-Man or Avatar: The Last Airbender is brought up organically, or like in a joke, not like every time I mention the word, then we drink water. That's the fun. A biro is a ballpoint pen. Oh, okay, cool. That's a clever one. That is a clever one. That's something that I bet you started like writing down last week. It's like, oh, I can't wait for Jordan to stream again. I'm gonna give him this one because he woke up sleepy. He woke up sleepy and delivered that one. That means you had that in your mind already. You were waiting for it. Unless that's just how your mind works. I'm usually not very witty when I'm sleepy. I'm usually just cranky and unlikable. And I warn people. I try to warn people like, hey, if I'm sleepy, don't try and be my friend. Don't try and make jokes. Don't try and do anything other than just leave me alone. In the hydration check game confuses TikTok's AI summary apparently. Oh, does it? I guess, yeah, it probably would. Trying to have fun in our chat and it's confusing the algorithm. They're like, is this guy doing art or is he drinking water? I don't understand. They probably do have some TikToker just drinking water and that's it. I've seen this one. I don't know what page it is, but there's this guy who I guess has some sort. I don't know if he boils an egg for a little bit of time or how he does it, but he's like trying to pick off all of the hard shell of the egg and leave the form or like I don't know what it is, the ecto something or the skin of it like intact. It's strange. I've never actually seen him complete it, but I'm sure he does because every time I see it, he's got like 26,000 people watching it, and he just has a bunch of eggs, I guess. It's kind of weird. Warm spring day today. Yeah, it's warm. I saw a live stream of a man asleep on a couch. Oh, are you serious? I bet he's getting paid too. I bet he's absolutely getting paid. Yeah, stuff like that is crazy. I don't think that's what I don't think that's what people intended for live streams to become. I've seen people do videos of them just studying, like they're not even talking, they're just reading a book and they set up a camera and they're like, come study with me. They might have some music and they make like 5-hour videos on YouTube. I'm like, this is like the lowest effort thing I've ever seen, but I see so many people in the comments go like, it was so nice studying with you. Oh my gosh, this is great. I'm like, are you guys okay? This is the most basic thing you could possibly do. Megan says, well, I thought you were drawing Spider-Man showing off how buff he is. Maybe drink again when we were just talking about Spider-Man in the background. Oh, yes, but it didn't say anything about the hydration check, but it did have a comment about Spider-Man and muscles and stuff. But yeah, we'll do a hydration check. Ooh, I might need to fill up my water again soon. Preston says, you don't seem like the kind of person to get irritable. I can. I'm a human. It doesn't happen often, and I do my best to not show it, but it does happen. So, yeah, as long as you don't test it, don't test the theory. Megan says that's because of mirror neurons, I think. Ah, okay. Alright, so I think this one is actually doing pretty okay. Actually, no, there's another fix, because he would have his pocket. You would still see his pockets here, so let's just put a little bit of that here. Actually, now the jacket's too big. Hold up, we gotta fix this. I'm not gonna lie, I actually like the transform tool better on Photoshop than Clip Studio. There's a couple of small differences I've noticed, especially when it comes to like the mesh or the warp tool, that I like better in Photoshop. But, you know, it is what it is. or maybe it's just the way I'm using it. But when it comes to the warp or mesh tool in Clip Studio, it seems like it's a little too precise sometimes. Sometimes I want to move the whole object, and they're like, no, you get these 9 or whatever digits or nodes, and you have to use them. Sometimes I don't want to use it like that. So maybe I'm being a little picky there. Oh, now the AI summary is an artist is drawing a comic character and chatting with the audience. That's actually pretty accurate. that's pretty accurate, I gotta say. All right, this one's good. And then I think I'm gonna wait to finish this panel after I get the 3D model here, so we can actually leave this page then. So I'm gonna save this. We're gonna move to another page. Let me see, can I get this one? This page is pretty simple, it's just mostly dialogue. So let's see. Oh yeah, we'll do this one right in the middle. Especially because we don't have a ton of time left before the end. I think I remember. Okay, yeah. I think I remember the context now. Let's say the horizon line is probably right about here. Maybe even a little lower, actually. We're kind of just below, or just above Zalam, so. Daryl says, do you need 2 separate devices to stream TikTok and YouTube at the same time? In my case, yes. So I actually, if you go on Streamlabs, you can do TikTok and YouTube at the same time. You can do dual stream. But for me specifically, my upload speed isn't fast enough. And so every time I try to do it, it would always mess up. And so I figured the best way to do it is just have my phone doing one stream and then my computer doing the other stream. So yeah. But if I ever change that up, or if my upload speed gets better, I will definitely just be doing it from the same device, and the comments will be better, or they'll be more synced up. But yeah, internet be expensive though, so we're doing this on a low budget. I'll just read the comments from each platform. Let's see. Megan says there's neurons in our brain that helps us learn, I guess, from seeing people do things and doing them ourselves. So if you see a person studying, it does influence your desire to study. Oh, interesting. That's my understanding anyway. Huh. I've never felt that before. I'm cool with the lo-fi girl. I just like, I prefer that system. It works a lot better, I think. But I don't know. I guess it's just, it bugs me because it's like, it's such low effort content and these dudes are getting paid at the wazoo for just studying. And, I don't know, maybe I feel jealous because I didn't think of it first. I don't know. That could very well be the reasoning. It wouldn't be the first time I was like that. Alright, so we're going to get a slight down shot of this character. And he's kind of sighing deeply. He's like, come on. Daryl says, okay, because I'm trying YouTube and no traction, like TikTok, but I'm not live on YouTube. So, yeah, I would recommend Streamlabs. It's a free software, and as long as you do the dual output and your upload speed is strong enough, then you should be good. So I'm doing it completely for free. But like I said, I have to do TikTok from my phone, so I just have a camera right in front of my face. And I think I've actually gotten it at the right angle so it's not blocking me when I draw. This is actually one of the first times I've been able to figure out the best angle. Because when you're setting it up, you know, it's different versus you actually using it to draw. So, yeah. Megan says, no disagreement there. Yeah, these guys are messing up the system. But I have seen things about YouTube saying that they're going to start eliminating monetization for super low effort content, like the faceless AI videos and stuff, which I think is a good thing personally. at least that aspect of it. I'm sure there's more in the terms and conditions that actually make it more difficult. Like I've actually seen a lot of people on YouTube saying that their subscriber count has not grown, and some people who were subscribed to them to certain channels have to resubscribe because it like deletes it. That's happened to me a couple times. There was an art channel that I subscribed to, and I was like, I haven't seen a video from them in a while. It just happened to cross my mind, and I was unsubscribed. And so, yeah, YouTube's doing some odd stuff. So I don't know what the deal is, but it is what it is. Jero says there needs to be a standard. What do you mean a standard? You're saying for streaming? President says I had chicken tacos tonight for dinner. Oh, that's nice. I'm not sure what I'm having for dinner, but I will be finding out in about 20 minutes. TikTok cannot see Yasha or Hina, so it's currently an inferior platform. That's hilarious. Yeah, but the YouTube crew, you guys can see the cats. Actually, they're not even in here. The door's closed, so they won't be coming in here, I assume. Hina has learned how to open some of the doors. By the way, TikTok people, those are my cats. Yeah, Hina's learned to open some of the doors, but specifically the laundry, because it doesn't have like it closes, but it's not like a regular door where you can just lock it. So she's figured out how to open that door, and every day I come out, I wake up and I see the door open. I'm like, doggone it. This doggone cat. This freaking cat. Too curious for her own good. President says I went to see the cats. I'm not gonna bring them in here, but if they ever come in during a live stream, I do show them. I do try and show them. So if that does happen organically, then yes, we will see them. But like I said, today the doors actually literally closed, and I'm not getting up to open it. And even if I did open it up, doesn't mean they're gonna come in here. In some ways it's safer because Hina, the little cat, she likes to jump up behind my desk and mess with all my cords. And there's been times where she's done that and my screen will black out. And so I prefer to keep her away sometimes. Toasty Shrimp, I don't know if YouTube will do a good job of implementation of that, but I do think it's good to try to manage the flood of slop. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to manage that because there's so many channels. I've actually seen people who like I think Animation Hustle, that channel, their videos got flagged for like AI slop content, but it's really an actual dude making these videos, and you know he was trying to fight it, but he kept getting in contact with the AI, so he wasn't even able to talk to anybody or reach anyone. So while I like the idea of the policy, the implementation of it, you're right, I don't know how well that's going to go, because people who are actually making real content are going to get flagged for that if they're not careful. Jero says, yeah, like guys sipping on the couch, if you get paid for that, I guess it's entertaining for some. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I really don't understand how that works. But I want to know who came up with that idea. like I'm just gonna fall asleep on the couch and people will watch my stream. Like, how do you even know that people are watching? It probably was an accident. Probably someone just fell asleep while streaming and was like, "Oh, I got all these viewers. Shoot, let me spread the knowledge. Let me keep doing it." Do the cats chew on your cords? Thankfully, no, not very much. Occasionally, I see them do it, but that's typically when they want attention. That's really the only time they do it. You might need child locks for Hina in that door. You know what? I have mentioned that before with the cabinets, and for some reason my idea got shot down. I guess because it's not useful or something. I don't know, but I think that would be a good idea because they get into our cabinets all the time. One time Hina got into my dresser, where I put my clothes. Somehow I left it just open by a crack, and we couldn't find her. And we're like, where did she go? And I was like, let me check the thing. And she was just in my clothes, getting them all filthy, filthy and furry. So yeah. Daryl says his chat was fire. They were making fun of him between each other. Oh, that's hilarious. I guess he kind of deserves that. Look at how he sleeps. Look how he folds his hands. What a nerd. I can totally see it. Alright, let me actually make him a little angrier because he's kind of disappointed, frustrated right now. I used to have baby locks, Kathy says. Yasha would pull them so hard they come off. Oh, are you serious? Well, how were they stuck on? Was it Velcro or something? Like, how does that even work? Thankfully, they don't do it enough for it to be a serious problem. I will say that. Like, them going into the cabinets. And sometimes they learn their lesson. Like, one time, when we first moved into our place, you know, our kitchen cabinets, there's a little space between them and the ceiling. And I remember one time I saw Yasha on the top of the cabinets, and I was like, huh, okay, well, if he's happy to chill up there, then that's fine. And then I went into the other room, and then I just hear a crash. And now I've never seen him go back up there. So I would like to think he probably fooled around and found out. Kathy says adhesive. Megan says, was this for snacks? LOL. Yeah, I don't even think it was that. I think they just like hiding in places. Like, every time we open our closet, Yasha runs in there out of nowhere. It's like he smells the door opening or something, and he just decides he wants to be in the closet for hours. One time we left him in there all night, and he pissed on our stuff. It's like, dude, really? But I felt bad because, like, it's like, how am I supposed to know when I'm sleeping? I'm a heavy sleeper. And yeah, so now we have to leave our closet open because sometimes there might be a cat in there. So yeah, I'm trying to learn how to adjust to all this stuff. President says, did she urinate on your clothes because cats urinate on everything that you own? My cats do that. No, she did not, thankfully. But she did get trapped under there. She actually did that twice. It went into my dresser, and she did not. I think we found her a little too quickly. And plus, they meow a lot. And I spend a lot of time at home. I work from home, so yeah, couldn't get away that long. And now we have air tags on them, so we can find them whenever. But thankfully, she did not pee on my clothes when she was in the dresser. Now, there was a time where I think Yasha was trapped, and he peed on my duffel bag or something, or a drawstring bag, maybe. Something along those lines. Something that wasn't that big of a deal. So I was like, this sucks. But, oh, you know what? It was my workout gloves. That's what it was. My workout gloves were in that bag. So I just got some new ones. But they were kind of old anyway, so I wasn't really tripping that much. I more so felt bad for him. I was like, dang, this cat has probably been trying to hold it for a long time. And he's like, sorry, mom, dad, I gotta go. So like, I don't blame him for that. He was trapped. Alright. So let me just double check, make sure this height difference makes sense in this panel. Okay, based on what we're seeing here. Actually, that's not the right image. Let me go to this one. Okay, so Javen's afro goes to the top portion of his forehead. This is pressed down. So yeah, I think this is probably the right spot. And then his chin is about his eyebrows. Yeah, this is good. This is a good height. It's because it's not often open, so there must have been something cool in there. Yeah, like a dust bunny. Yeah, I'm still trying to understand cat psychology. It trips me up every single time. I don't understand it. It's very strange to me. It's very strange. But they are family. They are family. They're very cute. They're very cuddly. You know. But I didn't grow up with cats. My mom was allergic, and so So I don't know anything about how a cat operates. Oh, Megan, you'll get a kick out of this. Hina likes being rubbed on her belly, unlike your cat. She literally runs over like a dog and just flops over like, I want belly rubs. And that's just her thing. She enjoys it. Yeah, because I think it was Toby. I did that with your cat Toby, and I got stabbed with his claws. So it was not fun. And I was like, but dogs do that. And you're like, yeah, but you don't understand cats. And you were absolutely correct. I did not. But Hina's an anomaly, I guess. Alright. Not too bad here. Alright, so in this position, trying to think how his hair would look. It comes out like this. I don't know if I want it to be over his head like that. Oh, that's the wrong layer, isn't it? Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. Darn it. Hold on. There we go. So, that looks better. I think I like it on the outside more. She demands the rubs. Yeah, she does. For people who don't know, Toby rolled over, and so Jordan stuck his foot on his belly like you would a dog. Yeah, I did. I was a young lad. Didn't know better. I didn't know the pain that I was in for. Because in my mind, it's like, why would you roll over and make yourself vulnerable like that if you didn't want a belly rub? I mean, that's just my logic. I don't know. Preston says, I used to not like cats, but I love them now. Oh, that's nice. I'm getting more used to it. I was asked one time, like, do I like cats? And I was like, I like our cats. So, yeah, I'm warming up. It's taking some time. But I do think I'm low-key slightly allergic, because every time I wake up, I always got the sniffles, or either the sniffles or my nose is kind of stuffed up. And I think it's because the cats try and take over the bed. That's why they're not allowed on my pillows. Kathy says it was a trap. It was, oh my gosh, it was an Indiana Jones level trap. It was like the ball rolling down the cave. It was horrible. Toby actually liked it because he thought that meant play wrestling, but obviously that does not feel good. Yeah, if I had known that, I would have had like some sort of house shoes on. I would have been prepared. But next time I know, next time I see your cat do that, I'm gonna go find some house shoes, and we'll do it that way. Be much easier. Actually, it's gonna be like this. Okay, doing pretty good with this panel. I think this Salam is actually going to be more silhouetted than anything. That's just kind of how I'm visualizing it right now. Well, now he has a buddy to play with, so he doesn't need that anymore. Oh, okay. Alright, that's fine. What Indiana Jones movie is your favorite? Mine is Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. Oh, okay, cool. Mine is The Last Crusade. I love The Last Crusade. Yeah, Last Crusade, and then Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then Temple of Doom, and then Kingdom, the Crystal Skull is in 4th place, and then the last one is Dial of Destiny. I just thought it was, they tried, but it didn't feel the same. And I don't know if that's because it was a different director. I don't know if it's because Harrison Ford is much older than he ought to be to play Indiana Jones, but I respect him though. Like, there are some times where he's punching a character and I was like, I don't believe you. I was like, I don't believe you're this agile. You know, but yeah, and they also just made him kind of sad and washed up. Like, I didn't, like, no one wants to see Indiana Jones washed up like that. They want to see him, you know, having all this success. And I don't know, a legacy character like that, I feel like could have been treated better, but whatever. Kathy says Last Crusade all the way. Hey, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Last Crusade is so fun. I love the banter between Sean Connery and Harrison Ford, which, by the way, is fascinating to me because I believe that their age difference was like father and son. They did something similar actually on The Cosby Show. Claire Huxtable and Sandra were only 10 years apart, and they're supposed to be mother and daughter, and they're debating if they should even cast her because of that, and it worked. Like, no one really questioned it, probably because Wikipedia pages weren't out telling you exactly how old they were. So yeah, I only watched one episode of Young Indiana Jones. I haven't seen the show Young Indiana Jones. I've heard good things about it, but yeah, I have not actually seen the show. But yeah, I am generally a fan of like 80s movies though. I like Back to the Future. I like Beverly Hills Cop. At least the first one. I remember seeing the second one, and I remember not caring enough about it. Coming to America. A lot of the Eddie Murphy movies are actually hilarious. What else is there from the 80s? Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, stuff from the Brat Pack. What else? Ferris Bueller. Yeah, that stuff is awesome to me. I love those movies. My favorites are definitely like Indiana Jones, though. Indiana Jones and Back to the Future. Alright, I'm gonna have to work on his hood in this one because it's not getting the right shape just yet. It's not coming together. I think I just need a better reference for it. That's alright though. And then I think I probably need to stretch out his shoulders a bit. Yeah. Are you Big John Candy fan? I actually don't know who that is, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But hey guys, it is that time where I'm gonna wrap up. But before I do, I did want to let you guys know, if you are curious about this project, especially those who are new, haven't seen it. This project is called Shadowboxers: The Path of Light, and if you want to check it out, you can go to shadow-boxers.com. And we have a website where you can see some of the artwork in the gallery. We have a Discord. You can see some stuff for the story, some more character info, and what else? We have a shop where we have things like an art book available and t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. So if any of that interests you, go to shadow-boxers.com and you can check us out. I'll also be back Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And for those of you guys on TikTok, I'll probably be back sooner than that because I'll just be streaming at random times during the week. So I'm trying to grow my audience and stuff. But for YouTube, it is going to be that time. So Sunday and Thursdays. But everyone, I want to thank you so much for watching the stream. I appreciate all the followers and all the likes. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace.